What's up, math scholars? It's Monday morning, and it's time to get sunnier. It was cloudy about an hour ago. Who's excited about the quiz tomorrow? I cannot imagine they're actually that excited. I think they just like making a lot of noise. So, number one, we're on your study guide right now. Number one, the sum. Sum is adding the sum of twice a number d and 3 is 12. When you see is, it's an equal sign. So the sum of twice a number d and 3 is 12. Is that what you have on your paper? Any questions on that one? All right. 6 less than 4 times a number j is 18. Less would be subtract. So 6 less than 4 times a number j. You want to do your 4 times a number j, but then subtract 6. It might be easy to accidentally have that in the wrong order. 6 less than 4 times number j is 18. So this equals 18. The product is multiply. The product of 8 and a number q, 8 and a number q, is at least 32. So is at least means it's going to be greater than or equal to 32. That's what at least means. And the difference of 10 and a number w, the difference is subtract. The difference of 10 and a number w is no more than 8. That probably means less than or equal to 8. Alrighty, we are on number 5. On number 5, what you want to do is take the number after the semicolon, put that number in for the variable. So is 12 minus 4 equal to 9? No. 12 minus 4 is equal to 8. No on number 5. Number 6, you're going to put your 10 in for x. Is 2 times 10 minus 9 greater than or equal to 11? Well, it's 11, so it's equal to 11. I'd say yes. Number 7, we're going to put that 18 in as our test value. 18 minus 8.2, is that going to be less than 10? Oh, it was supposed to be a 10. Is it going to be less than 10? Yes, I believe it's going to be like 9.8, isn't it? Yeah, so yes, it works. And then finally, number 8, our test value is 3. 4 times 3 plus 1, is that going to be less than 13? No, it would be 13. 13 would be equal to 13, not less than 13. Record. All right, we're going to take a peek at number 9. All the formulas are up on the board on the far left. If you can't see that far tomorrow, let me know, and I'll maybe write them on the top of your paper. We need the formula for simple interest. Which one is that? Top one, middle one, or bottom one? Jose? The what? The middle. Very good. The middle. So what, for the middle, I'll write it down so people in the video can see it. I equals P times R times T. What did you put in for P, Jose? Should be 950. The P is the initial principal investment, like the original amount of money you put in the bank. What should we use for R, rate? 0.03, because you want your interest rate to be in as a decimal. 0.03. And then I'm running out of space, but just keep going with this idea. What are we putting in for time? Garrett? 4 years. 4 years. Very good. If you haven't got your calculator out, get that calculator out. Let's type this in and see what we get. 950 times 0.03 times 4. It's going to be $114. Alrighty, let's try number 10. Who knows what formula I should use for number 10 from the board? Anthony? Distance equals rate times time. Very good. We know our distance that we're traveling is 210. We don't know the rate. That's what we're trying to solve for. But we know the time traveled is 3.5. What will we have to do to solve this equation? Caspian?
210 divided by 3.5.
Yeah, so just divide that 3.5 over to the other side. That's going to be your rate. 210 divided by 3.5. 60, and that would be miles per hour. Because that's the unit these measurements were in. 210 miles in 3.5 hours. Okay? And then I think we're down at the bottom, our very last formula problem, right? Our very last formula problem has to do with Fahrenheit. Today it's 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow it's going to be 5 degrees warmer in Fahrenheit. So we got to do that 88 plus 5 first. So tomorrow it'll be 93 degrees Fahrenheit, but we need to put that into Celsius. So let me jot down the Celsius formula for everybody watching the video at home. So all you have to do is stick that 93 in for F. So I'm sticking the 93 in for F. 5 divided by 9 times 93 minus 32. 33.8 repeating degrees Celsius. Number 12, which set of numbers represents the range? So there's a couple things you need to review for the quiz tomorrow with vocabulary. Domain is going to be X values, and that's going to be inputs. Range is going to be Y values. Do you remember my memory trick for that?
Yeah.
What's the memory trick, Brad?
D comes before R.
D comes before R in the alphabet, X comes before Y in the alphabet, and range is always going to be your outputs. So when it says which set of numbers represents the range, it's going to be all the outputs. 4, 16, and 21. 30 is never an output. 4, 16, and 21. Did you guys pick D? D is correct. You don't want to include 30 on the list. 30 is never an output. Look at the arrows. Yeah, 30 is not an output. There's a trick. Have you look at those arrows. D. It's D. It's not A because 30 is not official and need an output. Okay. I have no problem with you being your group, but all eyes up here so you're paying attention to what I'm talking about. Number 13. Write a rule for the function. So your rule always has y equals. You got to figure out y equals what. How are they getting from this x value to this y value? Are they multiplying? Are they adding? Are they maybe multiplying and adding? Does anybody figure it out? Cassian?
Y equals X times Y plus 1.
Perfect. Good job. She's really good at figuring out those formulas. So it's 5 times x plus 1. So for example, 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 1 is 21. That's how they're getting all those values. So you've got to kind of guess and check and brainstorm a little bit until that equation pops in your mind. 14. This is one where you kind of had the homework last night. They're going to provide you the domain. That's their way of saying use these x values in your chart. Domain is x values. So -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3 are all x values. Now, do you know how we're going to fill out the y values? Caspian?
We're going to put the X in
Yeah, so we've got this thing, it's in function notation right now. F of x equals 3x plus y. That's the same thing as me saying y equals 3x plus 5. So you'll take your x value right here. You'll plug it in. I'll draw the arrow. You'll plug it in right about there, and you'll do 3 times -3, -9, plus 5. Is that -4? Yeah. You'll do the same thing for all these. 3 times -2 plus 5. That'll be -1. 3 times -1 plus 5. 3 times 0 plus 5. 3 times 1 plus 5. So you just keep using that formula over and over and over. Or maybe you could see a pattern developing. Do you see the pattern developing? Plus 3 each time. That 3 is causing that. It's called a slope. So plus 3 plus 3. That helps me finish up quicker. Now your range is just a list of all y values that appear on the chart in numerical order. So, -4, -1, 2, 5, 8, 11, and 14. Significant digits have really funny rules, but let's see if you remember the rules. What did you guys get for answer part A? It is 5. You actually want to count this 0 because it's wedged between non-zero digits, and you do want to count this number because it's to the right of the decimal point, so all 5. What about part B? What did you guys get? 2 is correct. This time you do not count this trailing 0. You only count the 1 and 4 because this 0 doesn't really give it precise value. What about number C? Very good. You're only going to count the 1 and the 2, just like in the 140 you didn't count the zeros. And then finally part D. It's only 1. Yes, it's only that 8 because these are just placeholders that they're called, okay? All right, number 16, let's just go ahead and do this yes and no on whether they're functions, and if they are, list the domain and range. So 16, this first one on the left, can you thumbs up or thumbs down? Are we looking at a function? So I'm seeing a couple of thumbs down. Who's ruining it, Austin? The 10s are not ruining it because there's a 10 partnered with the 2 and another 10 partnered with the 2. So this is actually fine. Yep. It's just a double entry. They did that to trick you, and you got tricked. So now let's list out our domain. Okay. All eyes up here, please. We're going to list out our domain. You're going to start with your smallest number. So it looks like -1, and then work your way up to the largest number. 8, 10, 12, 14. And then how about range? 1, 2, 3, and 4. What's going on in the second one? Is it a yes or a no? So who's ruining it, Brad? So when you guys check for to see if somebody's ruining it, you only want to check the inputs. So this one's actually fine. All right. The domain would be all your x values, all your inputs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then your range is your outputs, just 7. And then finally, the last one is the thumbs up or thumbs down. So who's ruining it, Anthony? It's fine. These were all yeses. So it's -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 for domain. In range, same thing, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2.